On June 15th, the ISU Congress had established some rules and regulations that will be implicated in the 2014 and 2015 season. This basically means that after the Sochi Olympics in 2014, there will be some changes made to how the ISU skating is run. One of the things that they decided really annoys me, and this is what sparked the video, which is the minimum age requirement that is required in figure skating of various levels, whether you're on the senior level or junior level. They did this originally because they didn't want skaters who were too young to be attempting such hard jumps in order to get the points to get to international competitions, because they think that if they keep them at a certain age, then they have time for the bodies to mature. In this video of how I think that the overall age requirement should just be lowered to 15, because I still believe that the age requirement is there, but I think that they're just pushing it too much, and it's just getting frustrating. When vsite and Yuna Kim were denied the opportunity to skate at the 2006 Torino Winter Olympics because they were both born in September 1990, but if they were born July of 1990, then they would have been able to skate then. This was a pretty big controversy simply because vsite actually won the Grand Prix final that year and beat eventual Olympic bronze medalist Irina Slutskaya. And also, a lot of people can argue that vsite and Yuna Kim's free skates that year were stronger than that of Shizuka Arakawa's, who won the Olympic gold medal. That being said, I don't know whether they would be able to win the Olympic gold medal, but I'm just saying that they do have what it takes to get on there, and they're just short a couple months. Is it honestly that big of a deal? And since the ISU is now so tight about it, it's one of those things that really annoys me, because I remember watching a video about vsite at the Grand Prix final, and the commentary was saying how, a lot of people saying thank God that she's so young so that she doesn't have to compete with us. We don't have to worry about some newcomers coming in and making it difficult for us. Well, okay, I guess so, but then don't you think that that little girl already can do a triple axel? Are you really going to not let her skate because she's born like 3 months after? That's just one thing that always bothered me, because yes, I mean, you do need that age requirement simply because that helps to prevent 10-year-olds from attempting triple axels and quads so that they don't completely ruin their self by the time they get to puberty, which is why a lot of people get injuries growing up, because they are so young and having such difficult physical extremities. The second example was of the 2006 U.S. National Championships in the ladies and the pairs. The pairs first was the champions Kiana McLaughlin and Rockne Burbaker, who now skates with Mary Beth Marley for the United States. And they won their senior national title that season, being the first U.S. pairs team in 51 years to win consecutive junior and senior national titles, except because of their age difference, they were actually not allowed to go to the World Championships or the Junior World Championships, because McLaughlin was too young to go to the World and Burbaker was too old to go to World Juniors, because at the time McLaughlin was 15 and Burbaker was 22, and then because of the timing of it, McLaughlin was too young to go to the World because she was born in September when you need to be born in July, and Burbaker was 22 when you need to be 21 as a male pair skater. And that's just one thing that's kind of ironic, because the one who won the U.S. title, they have a pairs field that is quite strong, shows that they have what it took to go to Worlds, but they couldn't, simply because of an age. And this age is just a number. Seriously, I don't get it. And another thing I want to talk about would have been at the women, where Mariah Nagasu, who won at the age of 14, being the youngest since Tara Lipinski to win a U.S. national title, was denied the opportunity to go to Worlds because she was 14. Rachel Flatt, who was 15 at the time, was also not allowed to go, and they ended up sending Ashley Wagner in 3rd place. They didn't send Caroline Zhang, who was 4th place, and they sent 5th and 7th place finishers to the World Championships in 2008. If you think about this, it's actually kind of sad, because up until these newcomers, as people put it, had arrived onto the scene, it was Michelle Kwan, Sasha Cohen, and Kimmy Meisner who were taking the lead at this point in their career, and left 3 very strong spots for the U.S. ladies. But then, because of the insufficient amount of talent, I don't want to say talent, that's kind of bad, like the best skaters. They couldn't send the best skaters to Worlds, and they ended up losing that 3rd spot. So now they only have 2 spots left for the U.S., and they want 3 spots for the Olympics, but I'm not sure if that'll work because they have like 1 year left. not the point. That's just one thing that annoyed me, because like they're perfectly capable, because since there's so many U.S. ladies right now, there is no definite winner. There hasn't been a definite contender like Michelle Kwan in the U.S. ladies right now. A lot of people thought it was Liza Sisney because she won the title in 2009, 2011, but then in 2010 she did not perform well at all, and this year she performed decently well, except blew it completely at Worlds, and now it's an injury. But yeah. And finally, the two Russian phenom from last year who won the first and second titles, Elizaveta Tukhmasheva and Adelina Sotnikova from Russia, both won Grand Prix medals on their circuits, and they could not go to the World Championships because they were too young to go, because they are 14 when they have to be 15 to go to Worlds, which means that technically, if we changed this now, Julia Lipinskaya, who is now the Russian phenom of this year, would not be able to skate in the Grand Prix next year. But technically she can, because she'll be 16-ish by then, so it's not a problem. I'm just saying that they change this now. You're going to be denying other phenoms of being able to skate at these competitions simply because of your birth date. And that is not discrimination. I don't know what is, because you can't really help your birth date. Like, and that's why they're changing the Grand Prix so that you have to be 15 to do it too. So that means that skaters who win the Junior Grand Prix final have to wait 2 years, let's assume they're 13, until they can reach Senior Grand Prix. And I just find that, I guess, devastating, because they've wasted a whole year where they could get international experience to do well at these competitions, but since they're not allowed to because they're too young, they end up not being able to perform at their best or being nervous at the first time. And that's one thing that really bothers me about the way skating is set up, because that's why they have those small Asian girls they fling across the air that are like 12 years old, but they say they're 16, because that way they're easy to throw. You just lie about the age and it's good. And you think I'm racist? You know it's true. That's why I personally think about this age requirement change is really, really stupid, but at the same time, I still think it's right, and I just think that they should just lower it to 14, everything, including Worlds. Because that's just so much easier that way. Because let's say that you win everything on the junior level, and you're so good at the senior level, but you can't go to World. That the way timing is that you could go to the Olympics in your first senior year if you can prove that you can do that. And that's just the way I see it. And that's one thing that really does bother me about skating.